Hey everybody, welcome back to the Huddle, the Review.com's weekly football show. I'm Executive Editor Rob Todor of the Alliance Review, joined as always by Sports Editor Mike Brown. And it's Stagg Bowl week. The Mount Union Purple Raiders facing, what's the name of that team?
Wisconsin-Whitewater?
Wisconsin-Whitewater for the 8th time in the last 9 years for all the marbles in Division III football. And Mike, let's talk about the Purple Raiders because they've been doing it non-traditionally. They're back where they've always seemed to be, but they've done it in a far different way.
They sure have. They've ripped a page out of the old Cleveland Browns back when the Browns were good. The Cardiac Kids the last 2 weeks.
And that would have been when?
When I was about knee high, I think. That's how long it was. It's amazing what Kevin Burke's done the last 2 weeks. And, it's amazing. Their defense, I believe, Rob, has given up 99 points the last 2 weeks, and they've won.
Yeah, exactly. And what's really, I guess, concerning is the secondary more than anything. Is they've given up big plays.
Right.
They've not been able to get off the field on third down, and that's with their defense. That's Whitewater's forte.
Yeah, it is. That's true. There's no doubt. I think looking ahead to this game, I think if it's a high-scoring game, advantage Mount Union. If it's a low-scoring game, probably advantage Whitewater.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about Kevin Burke. I mean, he's just been a magician, especially the last couple of weeks, I think, has really shown how well he plays. But really, he's the key to that offense.
He really is.
About it.
Think about that last week. Mount's playing at home. They're down by a touchdown with 1 minute and 38 seconds. They're at their own 35-yard line. As dire as it could look. And in 31 seconds and 65 yards later, Mount Union's in the end zone.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's really. I think he's really turned it up a notch in the playoffs, and certainly they're going to need him to play well.
Oh yeah.
I think the key for Mount Union, though, really is to maybe keep that Whitewater offense off the field.
Right.
They lead the nation in third down conversion. We're talking about Mount Union's offense. I think that's going to be really. I think if you look at one statistic from that game, without knowing what the final score is, if you look at the third down conversions, that's going to tell you a lot about how this game turns out.
Right, and I think the best player on the field Friday night is Kevin Burke. So that Mount has that going for him. I think they need to get the ball in his hands. Obviously, a quarterback's going to handle the ball in every play, but I mean, they need to have him make plays as much as possible, whether through the air or running. And I think that gives Mount a pretty good chance.
Yeah, and I think the second important stat is how well Mount Union does on first down. Because if they're facing second down and long, 7 yards or longer, that's going to put their offense at a disadvantage against a really good Whitewater defense. But if they've got 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, where they can kind of open up the playbook, I think that's going to work to their advantage.
Right, and I think another thing that does work to Mount's advantage is the fact that Whitewater's not an explosive offense. I mean, they're a good offensive team, but I think if you had to look for a strong point, it's their defense. So I think if this game can get in like the high 20s or 30s, I think that really favors Mount Union.
Yeah. Whitewater quarterback Matt Barrett, 36 touchdown passes, only 1 interception.
Yeah.
So he and Burke really match up well.
Yeah, right.
He's completed 65% of their passes, and they've got 5 receivers with 25 or more catches. So really, the pressure is going to be on that Mount Union defense because nobody's been able to run the ball. If you look at Wesley 2 weeks ago, if you look at North Central last week, they pretty much gave up on the running game.
Yeah.
And I think the conditions had a lot to do with that with North Central.
Sure.
But that secondary got gashed, has been getting gashed, and I think you're going to see Whitewater when they don't have a Lavelle Coppage as a running back. I think they're gonna just open things up.
I think that's an excellent observation, Rob, and I could see that happening on Friday night. And I think Mount's defense, I'm sure they're going to be challenges we can practice to say, hey, we need to step it up a notch to have a shot here. We need to play good, at least good against them. Hold them down to a certain number of points, and then I think, let our offense do their thing.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have coverage all week in the Review, and on the Review.com we'll have live updates throughout the day. Jeff Zupanik, our reporter, on the scene, will have live Twitter updates throughout the week after he gets down there. So we invite you to take advantage of those opportunities and follow as things move along throughout the week. Of course, we'll have coverage on Saturday's Alliance Review and on the Review.com as well. I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me a final score.
I think Mount's going to win it. I wasn't sure I was going to say that earlier in the week, but the more I look at everything, Rob, I'll say Mount 31-28.
I'm going to say Mount 41-31. How's that? All right, so make sure you check out all the coverage, and we'll see you there.